Up, up, up. If you take your tool cart outside into the elements, you're asking for problems. There are some things that don't belong, and this tool cart does not belong outside. Look at how wet my tools are. It doesn't even go off-road over the uneven surfaces. What do? We get ourselves a Milwaukee Packout, and all our outdoor toolbox problems, they're over with. Before I jump knee-deep into the job, showing you this toolbox at work, let's go over a few cool things that Milwaukee offers for their Packout in the form of organization drawers, even drawers that come with tools inside of them. I think a must-have for the Milwaukee Packout is the pre-organized socket drawer. I only wish they made a pre-organized wrench drawer, but hey, maybe in due time. I can always make one myself, but I like it organized from the factory because if left to my own devices. You know what? Forget that. Before the end of this video, I'm going to see what the price, what the dimensions, everything is going to be to make myself a wrenched organized Packout drawer. All across America, from one coast to the next, things are pretty uniform in this country. If you walk into an auto mechanic's shop, into his workspace, he's going to have a Snap-on toolbox, Mac toolbox. If you go into a general contractor's workspace, if you go to his workspace out in the field, you're not really going to see Snap-on the work site. You're going to see Milwaukee tools, these Packout toolboxes. It's basically what these contractors are running around with. Don't get me wrong, there are competitors to the Milwaukee Packout. Even I ordered this cheap plastic roll-around toolbox just to throw bits and bobs and tools that weren't important inside of it. The thing did break on me, just straight from the box, FYI. But food for thought, the similarities between an auto mechanic and a general contractor, they both have expensive tools. And if you have expensive tools, you're going to throw it in a cheap plastic breakable toolbox? No, sir. It's either going to be a Snap-on or Milwaukee. There are differences, and that's what we're going to explore in this video. I don't know about nowadays, but in the past, when graduates graduated from Wyotech, they were given a toolbox, a Snap-on toolbox. I wonder if those same mechanics or even a seasoned mechanic would kick a Milwaukee Packout toolbox out of bed. If you've been following along on my YouTube channel, that's what the majority of my work consists of. I identify as an auto mechanic. Last week I was non-binary. This week I'm an amateur auto mechanic, but what never changes is my constant quest for tool organization. Let's see if we can't get auto technician organization with the Milwaukee Packout. My biggest grief with the Milwaukee Packout toolbox is how the internal contents are displayed when you need to gain access to them. I mean, it's in the name. Packout, research and development over at Milwaukee. They designed this thing to be mobile. You want to go from point A to point B while having expensive tools. They're not too concerned how you're going to display it. They just want to make sure it's safe inside of it. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm going against the grain by having a Packout toolbox as an automotive toolbox. I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to kill multiple birds with one stone. If there's one thing I've learned about my work habits, it's that the location changes all the time, and I love my tool carts. But their ability to go over uneven surfaces like the side of the house or a new location is hindered by their small wheels. Go back and look at my beta tool cart video. The reason I bought that is because it has at least somewhat of the ability to go over uneven surfaces. But this is where the video gets exciting. Well, I don't know about exciting for you, but it gets exciting for me to make it because I get to explore all the different options that the Packout comes with. Heading over to Milwaukee Tool's website, you can't even buy the Packout from the website. They send you off to Northern Tool, Ace Hardware, or Home Depot. Not me though, I don't like to leave my house. But I use the two websites in conjunction with one another. I got Milwaukee Tool, where I can fantasize about what I want to add to my Packout system. And I have Amazon, the only website where I trust my credit card. So in order to begin the journey of this gateway drug we call Packout, get yourself the starter pack, the 22-inch modular toolbox storage system. Get it on Amazon, get it at Home Depot. Pick your drug dealer. But this is a very important step because did I make a mistake with this modular generic toolbox, rolling toolbox system? Because basically what it is, it's a hand truck, a dolly, with like a tub or a chest on the bottom, basically storage for whatever large tool you have on the bottom. But the problem with this generic version is that it's not a toolbox, it's not a tool chest, it's not a tool cart. And those are the things that I need to be a proper mechanic. I need drawers that come out from the front. I need things to be easily displayed. I need things to be organized. I need things to be organized from the factory because, like I said earlier, my organization skills, they suck. On top of my all-important needs and necessities, I need to be able to travel with these tools. On top of being able to use it as a tool cart. I know that's having my cake and eating it too, but deep down in my heart, I believe there is a configuration for this system that will work for me. But this is a very important step, picking this generic toolbox storage system. might it not be the best option for you? Because after I purchased this, I thought to myself, why didn't I just purchase the tool cart sliding system? Instead of making my own fantasy toolbox here on the Milwaukee website and sending it off to Santa Claus in the hopes that I get it, I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about the Packout toolbox in its generic form. I'm going to talk about the benefits and the things I like most in its starter pack configuration. And then after that, I'm going to simulate putting together my fantasy toolbox, all in the hopes that the tool gods deliver. After about 2 years of use, these dirty boxes, they're holding up good. But from seeing this thing on the job site, it's been love at first sight, all because I saw the potential. Your imagination really can run wild looking at YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, all the different pictures, all the different setups. One of the most difficult things is understanding the dimensions of this. Let's say you got yourself a breaker bar or a long tool. This toolbox really doesn't work for it. Let me show you what I mean. Obviously, a snap-on toolbox tool chest has wide enough drawers that it can handle a breaker bar like this. Now, this is comparing apples to oranges, but making this Packout system behave like a more mobile version, a smaller version of this snap-on toolbox. That's what I'm trying to do. The design of the bottom chest, the bottom tub with the recessed wheels makes it difficult to put in long tools. You can put in bulky, wide, square tools, but longer tools, it makes it difficult. So how do we remedy that? Please don't mistake my critique as saying that there's a design flaw in this Packout system. The reason those wheels are recessed/tubbed that way is because in its current form, this Packout toolbox, is it a hand truck? Is it a toolbox? It's kind of a hybrid between the two. You can see the wheels are recessed/they're tubbed, and they're put there because you need to tilt the box backwards and maneuver your way through life/your job site or your messy garage. They have a 4-wheel dolly and a 2-wheel cart, which allows you to put a different base on it, but then that changes the whole ergonomic geometry of the whole toolbox. But is this an actual problem? Before I talk about my hypothetical remedy for the breaker bar, I'd like to show you my fantasy toolbox, tool cart. Using the Milwaukee website to build myself a tool cart toolbox, I stacked these all up to make my perfect tool cart. So starting from the bottom, I have the 2-drawer box. Next up, I have the 3-drawer box. Third, I have the tool case with customizable inserts, which I'm going to put my wrenches in. I'll talk about that in a second. And then finally on top, I have the ratchet socket set. You'll notice I have 2 of these built hypothetical toolboxes. One on the left has the 4-wheel cart attachment, and the one on the right has the 2-wheel dolly attachment, basically replacing the generic starter toolbox. Is this a problem? I don't think so. It's just going to behave a little bit differently when pushing it up and down the van and work truck. All right, let's go the opposite direction and work our way top down. We have the organization ratchet socket set. That's self-explanatory. Next, we have the wrench drawer. And hey, don't forget, we're still here in Fantasyland. And that second box down, we're going to turn that into the wrench drawer, wrench box, right underneath the ratchet drawer, ratchet box. The only problem with that is since Milwaukee never came out with this from the factory, we have to make it ourselves, fabricate it ourselves. Will it fit? Looks like we're pretty close here. We might have to cut off the tabs on the plastic portion itself, but we're going to move forward because we believe it will work. But after doing all this, how does this solve the problem of the breaker bar or long tools like breaker bars, long ratchets, pry bars, even large screwdrivers? If only there was a way to put the long tool on the top on the side and let it dangle down the side of the whole toolbox itself. Now all we need to do is put our thinking caps on to figure out a way to hang the tools off the side. Instead of, you see here, this Etsy tool has it hanging off the front. If we could relocate it to the side right here, just like these pry bars, then we'd be golden. If I want to snap it into place. Okay, I need to hurry up and do it. So right there. Time to go, everybody. Time to go. This is military grade, by the way. Want to know how I know it's military grade? Because in order for something to be military grade, somebody in the military has to say, that's military grade. And if I were that somebody, I would military grade this. Let's hide my tools in these drawers. Oh, they're all pretty and stuff, but they're stationary. And if I have a job over there on that side of the garage, I like to get my tool to the problem. Toolbox to the problem says a tool. I end up losing it. You know how many tools I've lost? You know how many tools are on that side of the garage? They've just disappeared into the tool black hole, which is on that side of the garage. The Bermuda Triangle of tools somewhere over there. Or on that side of the house. You have no idea how many sockets are probably in the street. It's time to replace this toolbox. That's right, Bruce Buffer, or whatever buffer you're talking about. I'm going to upgrade to this Milwaukee Packout. I need to migrate this to this. I'm also gonna reorganize this. Still a lot of things I'm learning with this box. I watch a lot of other YouTube videos of guys who are organizing this thing, and they're organizing this way, that way with all their power tools. I personally want to get my ratchet, sockets, and wrench organization on this thing down pretty nice. This box is super dirty out in the elements, and I do take this box. I take this box left and right other places. This thing is a little bit more sealed to the elements. It's easier to move around. It comes off by pressing that button. Pressing this button, throwing it forward. I don't know, man. I just think that this looks so nice. I've seen people that have these drawers up on the wall. God, they look nice. There's some YouTube videos, or even the pictures of the guys that have these drawers in the organized compartment on the wall. That's nice, man. I want that setup. You know, I think I'm gonna take this thing apart here. Take this thing apart. I got so many jobs to do right now. Here I am reviewing a toolbox. Look at how many freaking tools we have in here. Look at how many tools we have in here. Are they organized? Look at how many tools we have. Look at all those tools. Oh, time to go. Before I let you go on your merry way, be sure to subscribe so you can see more reviews, more cool stuff. Mustang, motorcycle, fast car, big truck stuff. And as this Amazon Prime vehicle passes by, remember that there's a link to this Milwaukee Packout Toolbox in the description. So, hey, have a lovely day.
What a lovely day! Oh, what a day! Oh, what a day! What a lovely day! What a lovely day!
Free to go. Free to go. Fix the world. I'm gonna go fix the world with this new toolbox, man. What else is there to fix?